I just got back from North Africa. I had an amazing time. But one thing that really stood out to me was this. In Morocco, people call their leader king. In Algeria, they call him president. Same goes for Tunisia and Egypt. So I thought, why is Morocco the only country in the region with a king? Why don't the others have kings too? Let's break it down. First up, Morocco. Here's their flag. Now look at the top left corner. See that star inside the hexagon? That's the royal seal of the Moroccan monarchy. It's all over their money. It's on the coat of arms. They even put it on their passports. Look inside. This is the king, Mohammed VI. Ever since he took power back in 1999, he's been both head of state and government. That means he's the one calling the shots. And as far as we know, he's going to be king for life. Not only that, but he's also the commander of the army. Get this? He's also the religious leader. Yes, in Morocco, the king is the ultimate authority. But what about next door in Algeria? They've got their own flag and their own president. And by the way, this guy, Abdelmajid Tebboune, he was elected. That's how he became president. But the funny thing is, in Algeria, the president isn't just a figurehead. No, he's got real power. Take a look at this huge presidential palace in Algiers. It's one of the largest in the world. So the president's place is pretty sweet. In fact, in 2020, when Tebboune got sick with COVID, they sent a plane to Switzerland to get him treatment. That's how much they value their president. Oh, and by the way, this is a constitutional republic, which means that yes, they have a constitution, and that constitution says that the president is the head of state and government, similar to Morocco. So in a nutshell, in Algeria, they go all in on the president. Okay, so Morocco has a king, Algeria has a president. What about Tunisia? Well, Tunisia is a bit of a different story, because they have a semi-presidential system. Okay, so first things first. Their official title is the President of the Republic. And yes, they have a constitution, but here's where it gets interesting. The president is the head of state, sort of like a ceremonial figurehead. At the same time, they've got a prime minister who's running the day-to-day stuff. Now, in Tunisia, the president can appoint the prime minister, or in some cases, the parliament does it. But either way, the president is supposed to stay above politics. Their job is to represent the nation, not to make policy. Okay, so Morocco has a king, Algeria has a president, Tunisia has a semi-presidential system. What about Egypt? Well, Egypt is another presidential republic. They've actually had a president since 1952. Back then, they overthrew the monarchy and established a republic. And ever since then, they've been calling their leaders presidents. And let me tell you, in Egypt, the president is super powerful. Take a look at this massive presidential palace. It's one of the biggest in Cairo. And yeah, that's where the president lives. Oh, and by the way, the current president, Abdel Fattah el-Sisi, he's been in power since 2013. All right, so let's do a quick recap. Morocco has a king. Algeria, Tunisia, and Egypt have presidents. Now you might be thinking, well, why doesn't Egypt have a king like Morocco? Well, after the whole overthrowing the monarchy thing in 1952, Egypt decided to go all in on being a republic. And that's why they've got a president instead of a king. And you might be wondering, well, why doesn't Algeria and Tunisia have a king? Well, these guys were all part of the Ottoman Empire back in the day. And when the French came along, they took control of the region and made it part of French North Africa. After they left, these countries became independent. They all chose to set up their governments based on the French model, so that's why they went with a president instead of a king. Now, whether you prefer a king or a president, these countries are doing big things on the continent. We made a whole video about their impressive feats. You should check it out. So which system do you prefer, king or president? Let us know in the comments below. That's 1 minute. See you next time.